And what's going on, you guys? What is going on? What is going on? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a well, I hope you guys have had a wonderful hump day. And despite all the bad weather, I have done the exact same. Now I'm here tonight for one of these late night, lives that I do from time to time. Excuse me. I don't intend on being here too long because I do have to film another video for tomorrow, and then I have to get up really early tomorrow because I have to go to work. So I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm giving myself between 45 minutes to an hour to be on here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to be up here long. And plus the topic is kind of heavy and it hits home because I'm from the Jackson metro area, so it hits home. And plus, this particular situation affects certain people that I know personally due to the fact that due to the fact that they were friends with this person that we're about to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And some of my friends have been, contacted by the other person that's involved in the situation. So it's a very delicate situation, and I don't want to really say a lot, but it's public knowledge, it's in the news, so of course we got to talk about it. So we're here to talk about the death of Mr. Carlos Collins. He was a 25-year-old registered nurse. Okay, he was originally from Yazoo City, but reside in Jackson, Mississippi. He attended Alcorn State as well as Mississippi State, and his life was taken away from his ex-boyfriend Marcus Johnson, who was a former Jackson State police officer who was once arrested for personating a police officer. Right. So that's pretty much the start of this story, and I want you guys to know that this is. Thank you, Too Feisty, for putting it out there. It's very triggering. It's a triggering story, and for those of you who may not know about it, I'm going to read the Clarion Ledger article about it. I'm going to play the some of the news reports about it as well. And then we're going to get into some of the things that's been said on social media and things like that. So we're going to get into it. Like I said, this ain't one of y'all regular Yes for the Mess videos. This is a little different. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. So the Clarion Ledger, that's the newspaper down here, all right? And it states, former Jackson police officer is a suspect in the unaliving of registered nurse near Old Canton Road, okay? And this article came out yesterday. And it says, it says Public Information Officer Tommy Brown confirmed to the Clarion Ledger that the Jackson Police Department is investigating a Tuesday homicide that left one person gone. Police said that 25-year-old Carlos Collins, the victim, was killed at Tapestry Northridge Apartments off Parkway Drive near Old Canton Road. Collins was a registered nurse from Yazoo City. Brown also confirmed to the Clarion Ledger that investigators are looking for Marcus Johnson, who was age 33, in connection of the unaliving. Johnson faces charges of murder and shooting into an occupied dwelling. Police said that Johnson is a former Jackson police officer who was terminated in 2013 after less than a year with JPD. According to WAPT, the family said that Collins succumbed to gunshot wounds and an axe was also used during the incident. The family also told WAPT that Collins had filed several restraining orders against the alleged suspect. Brown stated that more details on the nature of the crime would be released later on Tuesday. In a separate incident, Johnson was arrested and charged with impersonating an officer at the Palisades Apartments near Jackson State University. Johnson wrote a fake citation to a female student. According to previous Clarion Ledger reporting, the victim said that Johnson tried to hook up with her in order to avoid the ticket, a police report stated. Officers said that Johnson was in possession of a stolen JPD radio and an old ticket book. Johnson also used one of the current officers' badge numbers in the incident as well. Johnson was charged with false pretense, grand larceny, and 2 counts of impersonating an officer in connection to the 2014 incident. Okay, so that is them pretty much talking about the situation that happened in 2014 when he impersonated an officer. Now, I don't know neither party. Let me make that clear. Okay. I don't know Carlos because Carlos, I'm 35, Carlos is 25. So Carlos is 10 years my junior. So I don't know him. But I do have friends that do know him. I don't know Marcus either. He's closer to my age, but I don't know him. But I do have a friend that kind of knew of him. But I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm going to wait till towards the end when I go ahead and give my opinions on this situation. Now, the next thing that we're going to get into is the news reports from yesterday. We're going to get into those where, you know, they talk to the mom and the family and the sister and things like that. We're going to get into all of that. I'm about to pull it up now. I just got ready to share my screen and things like that. So we're going to get into it real quick. Let me, which one I want to play first? Because it's 2 of them that I watched. Okay. So we're going to play the first one that involved his mom and his sister. We're going to play that one first. And then after we play that one, we're going to go into the next one that involved his aunt and his mom and his niece. We got to get into it. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, so let me see something here. It shouldn't be an issue. Okay, let me move this. Okay, there we go. So let's get into it, you guys. Let's get into it, y'all.
Well, again, I'm here at the Tapestry Apartments where Jackson police are investigating a homicide. Now, earlier we saw crime scene tape lined across the scene and there was a heavy police presence. We were able to talk with the family before getting kicked off the property, and lots of family and friends of the victim, who they say is Carlos Collins, came from Yazoo after hearing about the incident. The family says Collins had filed several restraining orders against the alleged suspect.
They said it was heinous up there. There was a lot of blood the way he was killed. Gunshot wounds and an axe was used, they say. Yeah.
The family gave us a picture of Collins, who was a registered nurse also from Yazoo. We've reached out to JPD to learn more about the nature of this crime, and we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more. I'm live in Jackson. Crystal Tisme, 16 WFT News.
Me for that's my only son, and I'm gonna miss it.
Grandma. 25-year-old Carlos Collins was murdered early Tuesday morning, heading back to his apartment after work. Police say they are looking for Marcus Johnson, a former Jackson police officer. A crowd of Collins' family and friends gathered outside the scene as they got the awful news this morning, and emotions were high. They say Collins had multiple restraining orders against Johnson for several months.
Everyone has multiple ring cameras. His friends, they live here too. He's always lurking around, prowling around. You put a ring camera on a vacant apartment watching him. That's like obsession. That's a problem. And I feel like the law should have protected him, and they failed him multiple times.
The family says Collins was taken too early as he was pursuing to further his education in the medical field. Collins took after his mother, Ashla Hudson, in becoming a registered nurse at the Baptist Medical Center.
When he graduated high school, he wanted to go follow in my footsteps. I am an LPN of 18 years, and he was involved in my nursing. He went with me for community services, and he grew in nursing, and I always told him, go and be better than me, and he did.
Hudson says her son was compassionate and loved taking care of the sick. She says he was also a family man and would do anything in his capacity to help them out.
He always wanted us to be okay. He made sure that we had what we needed. He made sure that if it was in his will, he would make sure that his family was taken care of, from the oldest to the youngest.
The family has one thing left to say to the one responsible.
We, the family of Carlos Collins, asking you, Marcus Johnson, turn yourself in, please. Turn yourself in.
Why would you take my uncle?
You love your uncle.
Tell him about your uncle. Tell him how you feel about your uncle.
I'm sad. I want him back.
In Jackson, Crystal Tisby, 16 WAPT News.
I think it's another one that I saw. Let's see.
Now, family members of the victim, Carlos Collins, met up at their family home to reflect on what has happened since early this morning when they got the news. 12 News' Cameron Smith spoke with the family following their major loss.
I would have rather him shoot me, beat me with an axe. Not my baby. Not him.
Ashla Hudson, the mother of Carlos, says her son was killed by
Marcus Johnson, an ex-boyfriend of his, and who Carlos had restraining order on.
Hudson says Johnson
Followed my son to M-Bar.
and Marcus was sitting in a booth behind him. Hudson says Carlos filed a restraining order against Johnson, and some of her family members asked Marcus to leave that evening.
That's when security was alerted. But the security guards at M-Bar said that they couldn't do anything because they didn't actively have the restraining order there. So, leading up to this morning, I feared if they had arrested him Saturday night, my son still would be alive.
I'm here with Carlos Collins' family as they are grieving.
Lord, help me. Somebody turn him in, Lord. Turn him in.
Collins' aunt, Glory Jean Hudson, says her nephew came to see her last Thursday.
And he said, Auntie, I bought your steak. I bought this. I said, well, Carlos, I got your blueberry pie. Take it home, put half in the refrigerator, and eat the other. But I didn't know that bitch last time I see my nephew.
In Yazoo City,
Police, I want you to find Marcus for killing my uncle at night.
Cameron Smith.
Okay, so those were the news clippings. I don't know why, but I've watched these more than one time because I knew I was doing this live, and I've watched these several times. But it's something about watching them now that got chills going up my spine. I don't know why, but it is. So there's some other things that I want to share with you guys in regards to this case, this situation. And it was like a post that I saw that was very much heart-wrenching, in my opinion. I really don't want to show the person's name. I don't know this person. I know my cousin Reggie know them. I met them before at a club before. I do want to I don't know if I want to show the actual post that this person made. I think I'll just read it. So is that the one on Facebook? Yes. I think I'm just gonna read the post versus putting it up there because I really don't want to show nobody's name. Let me see. Because it was several posts that was made. Yeah, I don't want to show his name. I just read it to you guys. I don't want to show his name. So one of his friends tagged Marcus in the post and said, I can't believe I even know you. I am disgusted. How the F could you? We have allowed you in our homes, around our families, cried, hugged, even slept in the same beds, and so many other things. And all this time, you were a psychopathic. Mississippi doesn't do the electric chair, but I pray to God that you are considered. The sources say you him 7 times, hit him with an axe over 30 times, and stabbed him over 22 times. Stole his keys and went and made a copy, had air tags on his car to stalk him and track him, and he never even knew. He didn't deserve this. Why? He just began to live life, and you took it from him, all because he wanted to move on. You're dead wrong, Marcus. You're wrong. That was premeditated, and you deserve not 1 ounce of mercy. I cannot wrap my head around this. I am so sorry, Carlos. It feels like I'm watching Fatal Attraction or something. Like, this is so unreal. I saw this post on Facebook the day that it happened. And I was floored when I saw that. I was just like, I don't even know this guy. As far as the person that was taken away. But just to read those posts and see all the things that people were saying and all that, it was just so crazy. Like it's in it, and you hear about things like this all the time, but it's really another situation when it's close to you, like it's close to home, because it is home, even though you may not know the person, but people that know them. It's kind of crazy. Then there was another post that was made by another one of his friends. And it says, Marcus, you weird mother. How do you break into someone's homes and use an axe to them? I hope they hang you by your motherfucking feet. Carlos was a beautiful person inside and out. And because he didn't want you, you decided to kill him. You're going to pay for taking one of God's children. I remember when you was stalk Cece and I had to get in your about Quincy. You're trash in the flesh. Look at all the crazy you posted on your page. Ain't no telling who else you have harmed, or you should have been locked up anyways. You've been doing this BS, allegedly. So, oof, that's a lot. Now, if you look at Marcus's Facebook page, you would be disgusted. You would be disgusted about the things that you would see. All the posts that he made leading up to this tragic incident, you would be disgusted. You will be triggered and you will be alarmed. If you go and look at his page, he was telling us without telling us that he was going to do that. I feel like it was definitely premeditated. I felt like he knew what he was going to do. And the fact that he followed this man everywhere, to the point to where you got air tags on people's cars to stalk them, and you setting up, ring cameras in abandoned apartments so you can see what the he doing. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, and that type of makes you scared to meet people because you don't know what what kind of person these people are. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure that Carlos did not know that this man was batshit crazy. A lot of us don't fucking know. A lot of us don't know. And judging by this last post that I read, you know what I'm saying? They were saying that he did, he was stalking other people before. And it just goes back to what I've seen people say. There were plenty of people that have come out and have said that he's tried to talk to them. He was very aggressive. He was spooky. He was creepy. He don't understand the words no. I remember yesterday when the story first broke and everybody was talking about it on Facebook. I remember my friend put it in a group message, and she was basically saying how sad she was about the story. And I went and read the story, and then that's when one of my friends that you guys have seen on, he was a part of the roast of Scotty, I think about 2 years ago, when all my childhood friends was up here roasting me. He came and he said that same person was a guy that kept inboxing him excessively and wouldn't take no for an answer. Like he would pay him dust, and he would constantly blow up his inbox all day, every day. And I know that when my mama first saw the story, she saw that on Facebook because she went on the dude's page and she saw that my friend was a mutual of hers on his page. And she was like, does he know him? And I said, all I do know is that at one point in time, he tried to talk to him at one point and he wouldn't leave him alone. But I didn't know this until yesterday. So it just plays into what his character actually is. That's the type of person that he is. He's the type of person that won't let go. And like I said, if you look at his page, you will see how crazy he really is. A lot of those posts that he had on his page, if you would go look at it, because I don't want to put his page on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of how ignorant and psychotic this mother is and how public this shit is now, I don't want to do all that. But I went down his timeline from, like, I think his last story was in March or something like that, late March. So probably about maybe a week or two ago. And you're going from March all the way back to probably November. It's a bunch of posts about stalking a person or being their toxic ex, or you think you gonna leave me? You think you gonna leave me? You not gonna leave me, bitch. You ain't never gonna leave me. Can't nobody have you if I can't. Like all these different memes that's supposed to be funny about, niggas stalking their exes and shit like that. Like those are the things that he was sharing on Facebook leading up to this incident happening. So, like I said, that goes to show you what kind of time he was on from the very fucking beginning. He crazy. He weird as hell. So, like I said, in his own little weird ass way, he was basically letting the people know what he was capable of and what he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was. Those are the type of memes his ass would post on Facebook. So he was showing the signs. It's just that you don't really think that somebody would do something like that. And when they do it, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, ugh. Now, as of today, as of a few hours ago, actually, he's been captured. I'm trying to see if there's any video of him being captured because they caught him today. He was trying to run off. Excuse me. He was trying to run off, and next thing you know, they caught him in like Vicksburg coming off the Mississippi River Bridge. So they pretty much caught him like 20 minutes outside of Monroe, Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? That's where they caught him at. I'm gonna go on. I'm trying to see if I can go. Let me go on Facebook. No, as a matter of fact, no, I don't want to go on Facebook. Let me go on Twitter because I know somebody probably got a picture of him. Because somebody had a picture of him being arrested by the police earlier today. Yeah, I found it. There you go, right there. Okay, I'm gonna put it up here for y'all. Let me. There he is. That is him being arrested earlier today. Which I was like, so you mean to tell me that this nigga, did this to this man and he was still around here? I guess that storm from yesterday probably slowed his ass down and he ain't had no other choice but to stay where the hell he was at, wherever he was. But I guess that storm slowed him the fuck down or whatever. So he stayed around and they caught his ass trying to leave and caught his ass in Louisiana. And from what they said, he's in jail in Louisiana right now. That's where he's at. He's in jail in Louisiana. That's where he's going to remain for the time being. And I looked at that picture of him and I was like, you can look at him and tell that he kind of crazy. And I'm glad that they caught him. I'm glad that they caught him. Like, to do something like that to somebody is ridiculous. And it was a high-speed chase, by the way. He was running from the police. It was a high-speed chase. So he was on. He was trying to get the hell out of Dodge, pretty much. Now, let me also say this too. I've seen a couple of social media posts, and they're very disturbing. And I'm going to tell you why they are. I feel like if you don't have the range to talk about this situation, if you know you ain't got the range, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about it. If you ain't got the range, don't talk about it. That's on period. Please hear me when I say that. If you ain't got the range, don't fucking talk about it. Why I say that? It's so baffling when something like this happens and you got people on Twitter or you got people on Facebook that's trying to make sense of this, or you got people that's saying, what did he do to make him do that? The fuck are you talking about? What do you mean, what did he do to make him break into his house, ish him, and within, there's nothing nobody can do to me to make me want to do that to somebody that I loved. Like, be for real about some of the shit that y'all be saying, because it don't make no damn sense. Like, you really gonna sit y'all really gonna sit y'all dumbasses up here and say, what did he do for him to do that to him? It's like every time something happens to somebody, y'all want to blame the victim. That man was laying in his bed sleep when this man came his ass up in there and did what he did to him. It wasn't warranted. All that happened was the boy didn't want to be with his ass no more, and he didn't want to let him go. He didn't want to let him go. He was on some for my man type of shit. I hate when people do shit like that. It's like anytime something goes down, we blame the victim. You don't play with people. How you know he played with his feelings? How would you know that? How would you know that Carlos played with this man's feelings? You don't know. You wasn't around. From what we see, he's weird. From what we see, there's no telling what this man possibly did to this boy. He probably put his hands on him. He probably got physical with him. He probably got, you never know. That's probably the reason why he left him in the first place. And not to mention, he had to get a damn restraining order against him. So please tell me what the fuck you mean when you say, what could he have possibly done for this man to do that to him? Anytime you get a restraining order, a peace bond, or whatever on somebody, you mean business. You trying to get away from this mother. If that's the type of time you're on. If that's the type of time, like if you doing that, that's the type of time you on. You don't want to be around this mother. You don't want to be near this mother. You don't want to have nothing to do with this mother. So tell me, what could be the justification for a mother to come in and this person, and with acts? There's no justification for it. There's no justification for that shit. Even if Carlos did play with him, play with his heart, do whatever, I've been played with. Somebody broke my heart too. Now, I may have done some shit like some Monica So Gone shit, like rolled past his house and sat. I ain't want to harm him. I just rolled past his house in an unmarked car. That's what I did. But never once did I ever think about him, stopping him, or axing him. Like I never thought about doing that. And I have been played by many motherfuckers, and not one time have I ever thought about killing them. So if that was the case, there's still no justification for anybody being taken out the way that he was. Stop justifying, stop trying to make sense of a situation that doesn't make no fucking sense. Let's be for real here. Let's use our brains if we got one. You want to know something? I'm not going to go too far into it. But what I'm going to say is something happened to me where I'm not quick to be alone with a man because I'm nervous. I'm afraid someone's going to do something to me. I'm afraid that if I don't do what they want me to do, they're going to do it anyway. They're going to kill me. They're going to do something to me if I don't do what they want. Or they're going to try to try to do something that I'm not even interested in doing based off of what has happened that I have not really talked about. And I don't feel comfortable meeting someone and being alone with them. I'd rather go to a public place a few times before I'm comfortable, until I'm comfortable enough to be in their presence by myself. I've known Bando since November, and I just visited him alone. So that goes to show you. You know what I'm saying? I have to get comfortable before I'm able to be around someone by myself. So a lot of times you have to be cautious and you have to understand what's really going on. Um there was some reports that Marcus was not out with his sexuality. Only people that knew that he was gay was like friends. His family did not know until now. They didn't know that he was gay until now. Which is even worse because a lot of the times, that's why I don't like to deal with down low men because they're weird. My second relationship was with the down low man. Now he's not down low anymore, but he was down low when I was talking to him. He carried a gun, and a lot of the times I would be around him. Because he was on the down low, we would go to places that is not somewhere that you would take someone you're dating. Like we have to go somewhere where won't nobody see us. Like he'll take me. I will always see him at night, and we'll just sit in a car in some area where it's dark as hell, and nobody would be able to find me if I came up missing. And I was like 21 back then. So, and he made sure to let me know he had a gun. But I just didn't think that I never felt I didn't feel like he would do anything to me. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I used to be like, what if this nigga keep me? Like, what if he, you know? Because you never know. In my mind, I didn't think he would do anything to me. But, to constantly have to in be in an area, he always took me to that same spot. It was that same fucking spot, that same spot. It would be dark as hell. Dark as fuck. A dead end too. Full of nothing but wilderness. Like it was around a corner from my house, but it was like in a dark place where you wouldn't know to find somebody at. Like that's where it would be at. And now that I think about it, that was really kind of dangerous and terrifying when you really think about it, because I didn't like that. And it was always at night, late at night. And my mama didn't know where I was going. She thought I was at my friend's house. I was really lying. I was with that dude late at night, not over my friend's house. But to each his own. That's my damn thing. But it was crazy. So, and I said all that not to make this about me, but because they said that he was DL, that made me bring up my own experiences with DL men. And that's the reason why I don't want to deal with no DL men. Like, these gays of today, they love trade and shit like that. Like, they love to fuck with trade and stuff. And they don't know that those are the most dangerous men that you could ever deal with or put your life in the palm of their damn hands. I'm just being honest. I'm just coming from a place where I've been through shit like that. They are crazy and they are weird as hell. They want to keep their secret. You make one false move, they're going off on you. Now, the incident that I'm referred to that I didn't talk about, the only people that really know is, I think, Jamar, Tramel, and Bando. Bando knows about that. And probably one other person. He probably don't want to be named, but yeah, but I do know that Bando, Tramel, and Jamar know about that. And Reggie, because Reggie was the first one I kind of brought it up to. It's crazy, y'all. I just don't. And another thing that I had an issue with was that people on Facebook were really upset and feeling a way about people bashing him, right? Because they were friends with him at one point in time and they don't know the story, and people were trying to catch clout off the situation and trying to make the situation about them. Fuck anybody with that mentality. He got whoever's bashing him got every right to bash him. There's no making sense of this. I don't understand the people that are trying to make sense of this. There's nothing to make sense of. He violated somebody in the worst way, and they're no longer here. The, y'all mad because he getting bashed. So what? Don't nobody give a excuse me. They shouldn't even. They don't need to let up on his ass. If you really want to be honest about it, don't nobody need to let up on him. Every damn thing that's being said about him is deserved. There's nothing that anyone could say to make me change my mind about that. He did that shit and he's a fucked up ass individual for that shit. Y'all don't want nobody to bash him, but at the same time, this is somebody's son. This is somebody's brother. This is somebody's uncle, somebody's grandson, somebody's nephew. They're never going to see him again. So while y'all trying to sit up here and be mad because a mother got an opinion about this situation, shut the fuck up. That boy didn't deserve that, and he don't deserve nobody trying to make sense of it. I'm so tired of people. always making excuses for motherfuckers like this and don't want nobody to say nothing and don't want nobody to have no damn opinions. But what really was really the biggest thing about this whole situation is the law. That's the biggest issue. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what failed Mr. Collins, and that is the law. You know, that thing that's supposed to protect us as society, the police, the ones that we go to for protection. But they didn't protect him. No, it wasn't in Collins, Mississippi. The victim's last name is Collins. It makes no sense for a person to have to file several restraining orders and nothing is done. This man was out at Ambar with his friends and family, and this mother gets a booth right next to him. And was asked to leave by family members, and the security at Ambar said there was nothing that they could do because they didn't have the restraining order. What? So you're telling me that the restraining order don't mean shit unless you have it on you at all times? Like, what type of shit is that? Y'all, honestly, it's fucked up. I just, y'all, it's the fact that people are trying to make him the victim and trying to, you know what I'm saying, turn this shit around and all that other stuff. That shit bothers me. It does. It always bothers me when something like this happened to someone and nobody bats an eyelash. Like, they get mad at people for speaking out on it. Like I said, I don't give a fuck who was friends with him. I don't give a fuck who fed him. I don't care who, gave him money. I don't care who had dealings with him. I don't care who tried to fuck. I don't give a fuck. Any negative thing that's being said about this man is deserved and it was earned. You don't go out and keep nobody and then think that you're supposed to get praise for it. We're not going to sit here and say, oh, he's mentally ill. We got to get past it. He's mentally. I don't give a fuck. So what? So what? Who gives a about him being mentally ill. Who cares? What he did was overkill. Literally, you don't do that to somebody just because they want to move the on. Like, get the out of my face. He knew what the he was doing. Look at his damn Facebook page. Look at it. Look at it. Premeditated. He should never come out of nobody's jail. He should never do but rot there. That's what he should do. And to be honest, the police, the JPD, they need to pay for Carlos' funeral. That's what needs to happen. They need to pay for Carlos' funeral. They need to do whatever they can. They need to do whatever they can to make sure that this family get what they need for this boy. Because it's their fault that we're even talking about this. Because had they taken him seriously from the very beginning, none of this would have happened. And that's just on God. None of this would have happened if they would have taken him seriously. But once again, we sitting up here and we put our faith in the law and they don't give a now somebody done lost their life because of a crazy person who couldn't move the fuck on. But niggas get mad when you get on your damn NWA and be like the police. One thing about it, a police officer know they can with you, write a ticket for no damn reason, make you go to court and pay for these lame ass tickets they like to write, but they can't do what they supposed to do in other ways. They can't solve no damn murder. They can't honor your damn restraining orders or peace bonds. They don't do nothing until the going gets tough, until an incident actually happened when you've been trying to prevent said incident from happening. Then they want to come out and be on the news and shit and act like they all sad and shit after they already knew what the situation was to begin with. They should have did something from the very beginning. He worked for them in the past. And did some foul, even then, pretending to be a police officer and shit. So he can some female. But people don't see nothing wrong with that, though. Now, I said that I'm only going to be here for an hour, and I am. I got less than 5 more minutes to go. So I'm going to say this. Right? Listen to me clearly. For those of you who send your ass on social media asking, what did Carlos do for Marcus to do what he did to him? I want to ask y'all this. If that was your brother, or if that was your sister that just had somebody take their life in the worst way, would you be asking that question, or would you give up about what they fucking did or didn't do? The only thing that you would be worried about is the fact that your family member is gone and you would never see them again. And the only thing that you got to remember is the fact that somebody took their damn life. We don't know what happened between them. We will never know. But the thing about it is, if Carlos did play with his heart or did break his heart or did leave him, that doesn't give you the right to take his life. That doesn't give you the right to break in his house and him. It doesn't give you the right to put tags on his car so you can know where he is. It doesn't give you the right to do that. It doesn't give you a right to steal his keys and make your own key to his house. Because your heart broke, bitch, go play Mary J. Blige and get over it. Unaliving somebody ain't the way to go. But the thing is, not only did you take somebody else's life, but you also took your own. You ain't never getting out of jail. Ever getting out. You would never see the light of day. You would never see the light of day, and that's exactly what you get, and that's exactly what the fuck you deserve. You would never get that. You would never see the light of day. You won't see your family ever again. You're going to be in that cell with other men, and they going to you up literally. And I ain't even talking about whooping your ass. And that's all I got. That's all I got. Now, I'm not even going to say I hope y'all enjoyed this video because this shit was way too deep, way too heavy, way too triggering to be enjoyed. Okay? I ain't going to ask y'all none of that. But however, this is it. This is all I got for y'all. I'm about to get up off of here because I got to film a video that's going to drop tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you guys tune into that. But y'all do know that before I go, I got to do what I got to do, and that is support my people. Okay. Well, first things first, I'm going to let you guys know that the Chasing panel is tomorrow night. Tramiel won't be there because he has a prior engagement, but Bando will be back again tomorrow night to sit in Tramiel's spot. And we may have another special guest to pop in towards the end of the show. So make sure you guys tune in for that on tomorrow. Be sure to support Carl. He has the new record out called Cock Goblin under his stage name K-Star, and it is available now. So make sure you guys go and pick it up. Also, be sure to support Bando Kane in his new single, The Nasty Remix, which features Tay G, Alonda the Blonde, as well as the Hood Hoes. Make sure you guys support both Carl and Bando because they are both independent artists, but also support Carl because he is one of my good friends, and Bando because that's my baby. Okay. With that being said, you guys, that's pretty much it. So be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boys are out of here, and I will leave you guys with a promo from Darius and his new book. I forget the name of that book every time it's time for me to play this, but make sure you guys pick up his children's book. And if you're interested, wait around for this promo. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
What's up, everyone? It is Darius asking you to check out my newest children's book, DJ Stands on Business. Follow along as 5 friends who are entrepreneurs by the name of Pixel, Raven, a dynamic duo we can learn, and a children's book author named DJ use their entrepreneurial spirit to save money to go on a trip to Mexico. So follow along as children can learn about terms that teach them about entrepreneurship and give them the opportunity to open up the world in the adventures of friendship and entrepreneurship. You can check out my children's book, DJ Stands on Business, as well as DJ's Favorite Day and Twinkle Little Star at www.kingdariusbooks.com.